Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in. In this video, I'll be guiding you through a gentle chair yoga practice. And this practice is inspired by training with Breathe for Change and also training with Blue Soul Yoga at Real Beautiful You. And my movement study and journey began with the creator of a curriculum called Movement Fundamentals that I eventually became certified in. And so a lot of my teaching and moving is inspired by training with movement fundamentals. And then I became certified in a program called Moving for Life. So I also draw a lot of inspiration from training and studying with Moving for Life. As we go, I invite you to remember that this class is for you. And so everything I share is simply an invitation and an offering. And I encourage you to explore variations. And by that, I mean, maybe sometimes you do the movements a little bit bigger than me or a little bit smaller, perhaps a little faster or slower. You might choose to skip a movement, or instead of doing something I demonstrate, you do something a little bit different. Really allow yourself to tune inward. It's a wonderful thing to do when you're connecting to any type of movement class and being guided to really allow it to be a path inward to listening to your inner wisdom and your inner guidance as well. And actually, most importantly, listening to that inner knowing. With that being said, I also encourage you to check in with a doctor or a medical professional if you have any questions about a particular situation you might have, or just about beginning a yoga practice in general for yourself. And just take a moment to consider if there's anything at this moment that you might need to be a little more mindful of as you go through this yoga practice. It will be a gentler practice, as I mentioned. And remember that we're all unique. And so you don't need to look exactly like me. In fact, you can't, just like I can't look exactly like you. So be sure you're really focusing on how the movements feel to you rather than how they look or if you are doing exactly what I'm demonstrating. It really is a process of listening within and allowing the movement to become your own. Okay, make sure you have a chair. You may want to have a book or something to help bring the floor up to your feet, or you could experiment if you have chairs of different heights and sizes. It's helpful if your feet can be flat on the floor, really grounded as we go. And I would also recommend having a glass of water so you can stay hydrated through this practice. Yoga as a whole is at least 5,000 years old, originating in Southeast Asia. And it's so much more than simply the exercises that we're about to move through. So I encourage you to explore and learn more from different teachers, from reading, from talking with others, and just continue expanding your awareness about what yoga is and how it is path of growing spiritually as well as connecting with your physical self. All right, we'll go ahead and begin. So I invite you to make a transition to your chair of choice if you have not done that yet. And the theme for this yoga class will be new beginnings. So I invite you to take a moment to ground into this moment and let it be a new beginning for yourself. Noticing your feet, connecting to the surface below you. Perhaps that's the floor. Noticing the sensations on the bottoms of your feet. And you might also allow yourself to align your knees over your ankles. Then connecting to awareness of your sitting bones, you could gently rock from one side to the other, feeling yourself ground down into your sitting bones. And allowing yourself to lengthen your spine in both directions. So grounding through the lower back and sacrum and tailbone, grounding down. You might gently tap the bones just behind your ears and allow yourself to lengthen gently up as you soften the ribs in your breath. And when you're ready, we'll begin with 3 breaths together. If you'd like, you could bring one palm to the heart center and one palm to the navel center. And we'll take 3 breaths on your own timing, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, allowing each of your breaths to be a new beginning as we move through this class. You might like to take some circles through your shoulders, allowing your shoulders to circle up and back, allowing your breath to support your moving. And if you'd like to, you can take the circles in the other direction. You might choose to move one shoulder at a time. Beautiful. If you'd like to, you can take these circles. We'll bring them into the hands and wrists. So wiggling the fingers and then making some gentle fists and taking your fists and wrists into some circles around the space. You can imagine you have some paint brushes and you're just painting the space, a bright, wide open canvas, painting the space with your favorite colors or painting the sky with a beautiful sunset. Noticing the colors around you. Maybe you're painting the landscape that you see. You might look to each side or look down. Feel free to take these circles away from you, or you could keep the wrist circles kind of in close. And then if you would like to change the direction of your circles, feel free to do that. So they could stay closer to your body, or maybe they move out into space. And maybe you just move one wrist and then the other. Maybe both paintbrushes are going at the same time. Awesome. Wonderful, everyone. All right. If you'd like to, you might just gently shake this out through the fingertips. Beautiful. And then we'll allow one of your palms, if you like, you can hold on to the side of the chair and then take your other arm gently up, soften through the shoulders, and take a trip up to go over, stretching out through the side. So you might gently kind of lean back through the shoulder just slightly. At least it feels like leaning back. And softening through your shoulders. You could look up or out or down. And when you're ready, you can take that top arm, turn it over, allow the arm to move first, and then the head and neck come back up to center. That's it. If you'd like, you can take this side. You can either imagine you're planting seeds over here with your fingertips or hold on to the back of your chair. Take the other arm gently up, soften through the shoulder. Breathing in, up to go. Exhaling over. Keeping your weight evenly on both sitting bones. You might look up or out or down. Softening through the shoulders and breathing deep and free. Softening the muscles of the face. That's it. Beautiful job. When you're ready, you might take the top arm, turn the palm over, and let the arm take a gentle arc traveling first, and then the head and neck come up to the center. Beautiful. If you'd like, take a breath in and reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale them back down. Take a couple more trips here, energizing through the breath, lengthening through the spine, inhaling up, exhaling down. You might choose to look up or straight ahead as you inhale. And exhaling, you could look straight ahead or maybe gently down. Let's try that again, breathing in and up. And out and down. Lengthening through the spine. One last time. And down. Beautiful. Bringing the palms to your rib cage, to the sides of your rib cage, and just breathing into the lungs. Feeling the ribs expand on the inhale and soften. The whole rib cage and belly softens on the exhale. Breathing in, expanding, filling, and exhaling, softening. Try that again. Breathing in. Feel your ribs and lungs expand, and then soften into the exhale. This next breath, we will inhale, lengthen the spine in both directions. So imagining the tailbone lengthening down, bones just behind your ears, you could give them a gentle tap, lengthening through the top of your head, softening through the middle, lengthening through the tailbone also. We'll breathe in, grow a bit taller through the spine, and exhale, take the ribs to the side. Softening, looking to the side, and you could just allow your palms to rest. Maybe it feels good to reach them gently out or in a cactus shape. You can also just allow them to gently rest, keeping the lower body stable, the weight grounded equally on both sitting bones. Breathing into this twisting stretch. When you're ready, slowly coming back through the center, and we'll try that on the other side. So breathing in, lengthening in both directions, the spine, and exhaling, gently twisting. Allowing your shoulders to soften, continue lengthening. Feeling how the twist releases the old and allows you to bring in new energy. Breathing for new beginnings. And when you're ready, gently coming back through the center. And this next breath will move through the, the arches or arcs of the spine like a cat on a cow. So I'm going to turn to the side, but feel free to stay facing forward. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can get a picture of what I'm doing. And you might bring one palm to the sacrum or the tailbone and the other palm to the bones or the cradling just behind the ears. And these are the two ends of the spine, the tailbone, sacrum into the coccyx, the tailbone here, and the occipital bones just behind the ears, the atlas where the skull balances. You might reverse the palms that you're choosing to do that with. So other palm can come to the tailbone and the other palm to the back of the skull. And just breathe into the length of your spine. And when you're ready, you might take some arcs from these 2 points. The tailbone, moving through the whole spine, softening like a cat arcing its back. And you can let the palms rest on your thighs now. Taking the arches in each direction, really moving in a way that feels easeful and nourishing to your body. Exploring the range of motion through your spine. Sending the breath into your spine. take this at your own speed, at your own tempo. Just kind of be in wonderment at what your spine can do. And be mindful what feels good to you in this moment, at this time. Take one or two more breaths, curling and arching through your spine with your breath. When you're ready, coming back through the center. And here, if you'd like to, we might take a little moment to either continue that exploration of arching like a cat and a cow, or you could take some circles through the spine. So sitting down, this might feel a little bit of weight shift from one sitting bone a little bit onto the other one, letting your heart center move back and then forward with your breath. You could use your fingertips to connect with maybe the middle part of your spine or some other vertebra, could be lower or upper, wherever you could easily reach, and just notice what's happening through your own touch. And you might also just rest the palms on your thighs. If you'd like, you could take these circles in the other direction. Moving with your breath, softening through the skull. Beautiful. And coming back through the center. We'll move into a little exploration of some stretches in the lower body. So if you'd like to, extending one leg long and extending without locking that back knee. And you might keep the palms resting on the hips if you'd like, or send the elbows straight back. And just gently allow your spine to lengthen. The navel center can tug inward toward the spine. Find a gentle stretch of the back of your leg. Breathing deep and free. When you're ready, gently allowing yourself to come back up. And try that on the other side. So lengthening, perhaps planting the heel, softening that behind the knees so you're not locking, and grounding through the hips, lengthening the spine, and gently moving up to go over and stretch. You might send the elbows back. It might feel better to keep them more relaxed. Notice what works for you. You might look gently down to allow your spine to lengthen in both directions. Filling the belly and lungs, the new beginnings and fresh oxygen in every breath. Whenever you're ready, allowing yourself to come back up, bringing the feet back under your knees, maybe taking a few little wiggling or pedaling through the ankles. You might lift one ankle, lift the other, moving a little mobility into the feet. Beautiful. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you could lengthen the spine gently over and reach the palms out, or keep them holding onto the chair. This is variation or version of downward dog. Again, really prioritize the core engagement here. So allowing the navel center to gently tug inward. Feel those muscles nearest your lower spine really working. And pressing out through the palms, if you'd like, you could press the palms in different directions. Maybe even give some movement into the fingertips. Allow yourself to breathe and reach. And whenever you're ready, coming back through the center. And we'll take this right into some sun breaths, breathing in, reaching up. Maybe looking up and exhaling down. Energizing breaths, appreciating the sunshine. Breathing in fresh beginnings and exhaling. Giving the breath back to the earth, just like the trees and the plants. They take it all in. Breathe in the sun, the air, the nourishment, and exhale. Release that nourishment and love back. Breathe in the sunshine, the nourishment, and exhale, giving it all back. One more big breath, energizing breath, appreciating the sun and exhaling it down. Beautiful. Take it into some sun salutation. So breathing in, gathering that sunshine, bringing the palms together right through the heart center. That's it. Sliding the palms down the thighs if you'd like. Now you can fold gently over, softening the head and neck if that feels good to you, and then breathing in halfway up, exhaling gently back down, and breathing in, rolling or coming up with a flat back. Choose what works best for you. And bringing the palms gently back to the heart center. That's it. Let's try it again. Breathing in, gathering the energy of the sunshine, bringing it down through your heart, exhaling it out. Sliding the palms gently down the thighs and all the way down the lower legs. You might soften your head and neck over the thighs. Let the head and neck rest for a moment. Breathe in halfway up. Exhale it back down. And breathe in, gather and sweep. Roll up or come up with that flat back. Gather the energy back through your heart center. That's it. Try it one more time. Breathing in. Sweep the energy from the sun. Bring it through your heart center. Exhaling back down, sliding the palms down the thighs, all the way down the lower leg. Softening the head and neck over. Breathing in and up. Halfway, softening back down. This time you might try rolling up or coming up with a flat back if you tried the other way. When you're ready, gathering all the energy again, bringing it back through your heart, giving that sunshine back. All right, new beginnings through the sun salutation. We'll move into some variations of Warrior Two. So the simple variation is just to take one leg out to the side, and you can choose how wide you'd like your legs to be. This can be a variation of Warrior Two. So you might bring the arms out and find that strength and power in your connecting to your alignment. So again, you could explore how wide it feels to open the legs and the hips for this moment. Remember to do what feels right. Ground through both sitting bones. You might soften through the joints even as you extend. Breathing into this Warrior Two. Softening the rib cage even as you expand out in space. Breathing in and out. A few breaths here. If you'd like, you might turn your palms up toward the sunshine or turn them down to the earth or do a few movements up and down, feeling that spiral through the shoulders and bones of the arms. You could inhale, open the palms, and exhale. Turn them back down. Inhale, open. And exhale, turn them back down. One more time. And back down. Ooh, give your arms a little gentle rest. That was great. Great job. All right. We'll take a few movements now. So allowing your forearms to just gently, ever so gently rest on your open thigh. And you can take your other arm to make a curve shape, kind of like our stretch at the beginning of class. So really be mindful not to put too much weight here, curving over. And then we'll make a straight line so you can hold the back of your chair and make a straight long line, extended side angle, kind of like a triangle from these fingertips towards your hip. Let's go back to the gentle curve. So resting the forearm on the thigh, taking a little curve, peaceful warrior. Breathing into your side, and then extended side angle, like triangle. Feeling into the support of both sitting bones. You can hold the back of your chair or rest your forearm here. And let's do it one more time. Rest the forearm, peaceful warrior, curve shape. And hold the back of your chair if you'd like. Extended side angle, triangle. Grounding through the feet. Okay, back through the center. And let's go ahead and try it on the other side. So bringing the feet together and then opening out to the other side. So now here you might just take a moment, connect to the opposite forearm, and take a little curved trek over. Remember, so gently on this side. And then that long, strong line. Moving with your breath, curving into peaceful warrior, and extending into extended side angles. You might hold the back of your chair or rest it on your thigh. It's up to you. Rest the forearm. Breathing into peaceful warrior, and then that extended side angle. Beautiful. One more time. Curving and softening, and an extended side angle. Beautiful. That's it. All right. We'll bring the feet back together now, and we'll come into some gentle lunge shapes. So if you'd like to, you can take a little trip. This time I invite you to move with me. So connecting this time, making sure you feel very stable and secure, but one sitting bone stays on the chair and the other sitting bone has a little space. And so you use the strength of your toes, your legs, and this standing foot here. Now you could choose to be here. You might hold the back of your chair for stability and make sure that your ankle is right under your knee and your knee aligning with your hip. This could be your lunge right here. You could also extend the back leg and feel a little stretch in the hip flexor, allowing your tailbone. From here, you also might choose to take it into standing. It might feel good to allow yourself to release the support of the chair and reach the arms up. So use the support of the chair as you'd like. If you reach the arms up, you may gently turn the pinkies inward. Breathe into this stretch. And if you'd like to, you could take it into a twist. So turning behind you, you might adjust the lower body as needed or keep it the same. It's up to you. You could hold the back of your chair. You could also extend the arms. Breathing into your moving. Strong, strengthening pose and stretch. Pressing into the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Using the support of the chair as you feel best. When you're ready, coming back through the center, bringing the feet together, coming back onto the support of the center of the chair. And then we'll try the same thing on the other side, coming into a lunge. So stepping the feet to the side. This time you'll be on your other sitting bone primarily and taking this knee to the back. So it could be as simple as this, aligning your knee under your hip, feeling into the toes, grounding into the front foot and the support of the chair through your sitting bone. You could also extend the back leg if you'd like, keeping the hips facing forward. You might reach the palms and arms up. You could gently turn the pinkies inward to get a little nice stretch through the shoulders. Softening through the rib cage, softening through the shoulders. Continue to explore what feels good, even in these more challenging poses. Feel free to push out of the chair if you feel stable and you want to explore that. You can also, when you're ready, come into a gentle twist. So twisting the rib cage. Remember, the hips stay forward, just the rib cage twist. Then you could hold on to the back of the chair or extend the arms or explore other versions and variations. Pushing into the toes, the floor, pressing into the bottoms of the feet, feeling the space support you and the surfaces of the chair, the floor, the earth support you. Breathing into this twist. When you're ready, coming back through that center and coming back to the center of your chair. Beautiful, everyone. All right. We'll move into some variations and versions of tree pose. Feel so blessed by the trees in the background. So you might be inspired by trees in your space or the trees you see behind me and the tree-like networks in our own body. So I invite you to connect with your feet again. Send your breath all the way down to your feet through your imagination. Imagine your feet have roots that spread down deep. Your sitting bones could also have roots that spread down deep. And those roots spreading down deep allow you to lengthen up and soften through your center, through your trunk. Take a few grounding breaths here, lengthening down and up. And if you'd like to, exploring a bit of balance, you could do this by taking one of your toes and gently crossing them over. You could also explore placing the sole of the foot on the calf of the other foot. And you could explore movement through your upper body in different tree shapes. There's a lot of different tree shapes. So traditionally in yoga, you might be reaching the arms up, pressing both legs together or the sole of the feet into the leg, softening through the lower back, engaging the core. Again, explore variations or versions. You might change the tree shape if you'd like to. It'd be a fun thing to explore, be inspired by nature. When you're ready, coming back through the center, we'll try the same thing on the other side. So uncrossing the legs, you may take these toes and gently plant them, crossing. You could also press the sole of the feet into the lower leg. When you're ready, opening up through the arms, reaching like a tree. You might explore shapes of the upper body, shapes of the branches, or maybe explore stability. You might explore your lower body connection also. Softening through the shoulders, through your breath. Just like trees, they take in the nourishment from around them and the environment, and then they give it all back to us, cleaning the air, bringing us so much nourishment. Just taking a moment to appreciate all the trees give to us and all that they open up to receiving so that they can give back so freely and so continuously and generously. Receiving and offering. All right. Whenever you're ready, you can gently allow yourself to come back to center, and we'll just move into a bit of an eagle pose. Really fun one. So the invitation here is to cross. You could cross simply the toes over. You can also, another variation is to have a block here for this cross. So you might explore that if that feels good to you. Or a book or something to bring the floor up a little bit. You can also choose to cross your knee over the other. And another option would be to wrap the leg. Now I have the flexibility to do that on this side. I don't as much on the other side. So remember, we're all different. Our bones are different. We're not meant to look exactly alike. So you might have more flexibility or less flexibility than me. So if I cross my left leg over, then on the top half of my body, I'm going to cross the left arm under my other arm. So left leg over, left arm under, line the elbows, and then again, just wrap the palms into a little more twisting. Coming into this eagle pose. So it might look like this. It might look like this in the lower body. And it could also look like this in the upper body. It doesn't have to be this full twist. Explore the variations and versions for yourself. You could breathe in, lengthen the palms pressed together up, and then soften. Allow the elbows to release a bit down. Taking a few breaths here. Making any adjustments. Finding what feels good even in the midst of challenge. Imagining the power of an eagle. And whenever you're ready, releasing your wings into a big breath. In and out. Great, let's try that on the other side. So perhaps you take just the toes over. Remember, you can take a book or a block if you like. Or perhaps you take the knee over the other, crossing the legs, and you might even wrap those toes. So like I said, this side's a little trickier for me. I can feel it differently in my hip. So maybe it feels different for you too. If the right leg comes over, then the right arm is going to go under the left. Crossing the elbows, meeting the palms together, or resting the palms on the shoulders. Could be a version like looks like this, could look like this. You choose for yourself. And when you're ready, breathing in, perhaps the palms reach up a bit, and then softening the elbows down. Breathing into this eagle pose. Breathing in and out. Adjusting, finding the versions or variations. Settling into one. Breathing in preparation for your flight. Whenever you're ready, releasing the arms, taking them into a big breath, soaring like an eagle through your arms up and then back over. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can allow your palms to reach toward the back of your chair. And you might just gently open up through your heart center. Allow yourself to just take a mini back bend through the upper body, softening upward. Beautiful. And then coming back through the center. Let's try that one more time. Reaching the arms back. Reaching, lengthening the spine in both directions. And softening, looking gently up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And remember, prioritize feeling good. And when you're ready, coming gently back through the center. We'll move into a little gentle twist. So softening through the belly, lengthening through the spine. And again, just twisting just at the rib cage, gently letting the rib cage twist to the side, grounding through the lower body. And in the twist, bringing to beginning our cooling down. And then softening back to the center, lengthening the spine in both directions. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling just the rib cage and upper body gently twist. Taking a few breaths in this twist, keeping the knees parallel as you twist and the lower body stable. Coming back through the center. So you might even take this moment here to just gently check in with your lower body and pelvis. So during sitting, some people have a tendency to sit a little bit back, or some people might tilt their pelvis a little bit forward. And throughout sitting in chair yoga, just really connect with that sense of a neutral pelvis. And you can practice that when you do chair yoga, and also as you carry this practice into your life, something easy and simple you can check in with anytime you sit. Just noticing if you can come to an easy sense of a neutral pelvis. And sometimes you might have to explore where that is. So you could tilt a little bit forward and a little bit backward, and then see, oh, okay, this is resting right on the center of my sitting bones. Feels easeful. My rib cage can soften, and I can rest in the support of my own skeleton. So once you've found that neutral, easy, restful feeling, the invitation is to come into a gentle forward fold. And here, if you'd like, you can choose to take the toes and cross them over again. Or you might take the ankle and cross it over the knee. This is a version of pigeon stretch. So you could rest the palms gently on your lower leg and take the spine, lengthening it forward. You might let the head and neck gently soften down. Breathing into the stretch. You might feel it a lot in your glute muscles, in the hips. And when you're ready, coming up either with the flat back or gently rolling your way back up. Beautiful. Let's try it on the other side and crossing the legs. Choosing for yourself, you might take the toes over. Again, you can use support if you would like, or you can cross the ankle over the knee. Take that moment, just this might be enough right here. Just allow yourself to be in this stretch. And if your knee tends to be up, that's okay. You can allow yourself to practice this, and over time, you will grow your flexibility. So be really patient with yourself with wherever you're at. Breathe into it, and perhaps you send the spine over, lengthening the spine. You might look down and soften the head and neck a bit if you'd like. Breathing into the stretch and the deep sensations. You might soften your gaze and your eyes. And when you're ready, coming up with a flat back or rolling back up to center. And you can uncross the legs, come back to that neutral pelvis, that neutral spine. And take a moment just to take any movement or stretching that you might want or need to do. Again, just really allow yourself to listen what your body's calling you. It could be a little shake out, a little wiggle. You could also lengthen through the spine, soften through the rib cage, and perhaps lift under the thigh or bend the knee. Really lengthen the spine here if you do this version. And maybe take a few circles through the ankle, one direction and the other, or a little pointing and flexing through the toes. Just appreciating the feet, giving the feet a little love and care. Sending your breath into your feet through your imagination. Beautiful. And you might try that on the other side. So remember, you could clasp the hands and just hold the thigh. Really let the weight of your leg go if you'd like. And then taking the toes in a little circle in each direction, maybe pointing and flexing through the feet, appreciating your feet for all they do for you, and sending your breath into your feet through your imagination. You might hold on to the shin and take the knee all the way in if that feels good to your body today. Really lengthening the spine, extra length here if you do this version. Protect and strengthen the lower back. Okay, allowing that to go, coming back through the center. And we'll end with cooling down into little breath I love to practice called butterfly breathing. So taking the palms, perhaps wiggling them like butterflies flying, and then turning the palms so they face you, crossing the palms in front of you, catching the thumbs. Take your butterfly around, perhaps around your space, and then it might just land on your heart. And allow yourself to tap one side and then the other through your heart center, breathing into your belly. And if you'd like, the invitation here is to gently allow yourself to use the support at the back of your chair, perhaps gently lean back and allow yourself to soften into the support of your chair. This will be a variation of Shavasana. So you can allow yourself to appreciate and integrate all the effects of this yoga practice today. And the invitation is to simply soften into a restful place and begin to notice your breath. Allowing your eyes to soften, muscles of your face to soften. Perhaps you close your eyes if you'd like. And just allowing the breath to come and go. Allowing yourself to soften into the support underneath you, within you, and around you. And I'll give you a few moments in quiet to just allow yourself to breathe, soften, rest, and integrate. And then we'll come back together. I'll call us back together to close the class together. So just take some time to soften into rest, Shavasana. You're noticing your breath and grounding into the support that's all around and within you. Whenever you're ready, gently allowing your toes to wiggle, your fingers to wiggle, perhaps opening your eyes if they were closed. And bringing your attention back through the center. I'm so thankful that you joined today's class. And I invite you to just bring one palm to your heart, one palm to your belly, and just close the class with me with 3 breaths, 3 gentle breaths. Thanks so much for practicing yoga with me today. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope you'll carry the lessons and the wisdom from practicing yoga into your daily life and your next steps for today. I hope to practice with you again soon. Many thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.